Të dashur teleshikues të televizionit të shqiptarëve të Amerikës, përshëndetje. Sot në emisionin Argument kam ftuar një djalosh të ri, i cili kërkon të hyjë në fushën e politikës amerikane. Dhe shqiptarët duhet të jenë pjesë e politikës shqiptaro-amerikanët, djemt e rinj, si i ftuari im i sotëm, Robert Gjonaj. Robert, mirë se erdhe.
Hi, how are you?
Robertin e kemi pasur dhe një herë tjetër në emision, por sot ka ardhur për të ndarë me ju një vendim të tij për të marrë me politikën amerikane, për të bërë këshilltar për Keshillin e Qytetit të Bashkisë së Livonias. Robert, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're talking in English. It's very good that we have you in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
It's a good news, not only for you, but I think for all of us as an Albanians, that the young generation starts to be involved in politics. Mm. And you are coming today with a big news. The big news is...
Well, first, thank you for having me. And I'm very excited to announce that I am running to be Livonia councilman. It's a great honor to be able to represent my community where I've been raised and lived my whole life. So thank you for allowing me to announce that to our community. I get involved in politics because our family came from a country that we didn't have the right to choose who we were able to represent. In America, we get to vote for who we want to represent us in city or state or federal Congress. So now it's important for our generation, millennials, to run for office and to be a part of the conversation, especially from where our families came from. We came from socialism, we came from communism, and now in America we have democracy. And it's the people's choice who gets to run for office and who gets to win and represent them. So it's exciting to be a part of that.
But you have been involved in politics, I saw, 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
So more keen to the right than to the
much
Democratic
more conservative.
Party.
I think to be Albanian is to be conservative.
Okay. And yeah, but you're coming here from your background. Your background, I just talked to your father. Mm-hmm. He's just a good worker. They are the first generation of the Albanian Americans coming. They're doing all kinds of jobs to survive with their family, to have the big dream that they didn't have in our countries, in Albania, and you from the Albanian part of Montenegro. And he said that I'm working still every day. This is a good working family that thinks that the richness can be taken only by working hard. So you cannot get something ready for you. We're seeing in recent times young people that they think that somebody will bring everything to them, and then the state will pay for their tuition, the state will pay for their health care, the state will pay for, even if they don't want to work, they can be paid. What is your opinion about these young socialist Democrats like Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, that she thinks that the government will pay people even they don't want to work?
Well, I'm proud to be Albanian American. Our families came from nothing. They came to America, they built a foundation, and now it's up to my generation to work hard and to build the rest of the home. We have to work hard for everything we have in America. Nothing is free. Government does not make money. Government takes taxes from us. We work hard, we pay taxes into a system, and the government is supposed to redistribute that money in an effective manner to make sure that the tax dollars that they are spending is being spent responsibly. Fix our roads, fix our parks, public schools, police, firemen, teachers, things that make us a better community, a better state, a better country. To take our dollars and to ineffectively spend it is irresponsible. If you want something, you have to work for it, whether that be in politics, whether that be in the restaurants, whether that be as a teacher, whatever profession that you've chosen, you have to work hard for it. Unfortunately, in today's generation, we're starting to have this false stigma that if you don't want to work, the government will give you free money. We have to get past that, and I think we get past that by having hardworking people get in positions of power, in positions of leadership, and instill that down the ranks. That if you want something in America, you have to work for it. That is why we're the greatest country in the world. That's why our families came from back home to America, because they knew if you came to America, if you worked hard, you'd have an opportunity.
You said hard-working people.
Hardworking people. That's what we are, as not only Albanian Americans,
And
but
you
as
are an
people in
example
general.
of a hard-working person.
I try. I get it from my
I
father.
suffered too much to bring you here in an interview because always you are busy doing something, working with the police or working
Military.
with the military. Every day you are busy.
Yeah.
You are busy doing something.
Whether I'm serving in the military, I'm stationed up north at Camp Grilling with the 125th Infantry Scouts Section, or whether I'm in the police department as a patrol officer, or whether I'm my family's business, always busy. But that's why I want to run for office. If I can serve my country in the military, if I can serve at the police department, I can serve as an elected official in my community.
Now let's stop at the thing that brought us together today. The fact that you are announcing your candidacy. And how is the campaign going?
Campaign's good. It's a lot of hard work. The election is August 6th, 2019. I'd like to welcome everybody to come to my event. It's a kickoff event for my councilman election, March 27th at 7 p.m. in Livonia, Michigan at 1 Under Bar and Grill. It's going to be a good time, free event to the entire community. So it's a lot of fun running for office. I get to meet all kinds of people. I've met a retired Army veteran that served in the military for 20 years and now worked at Ford and then retired from Ford. I've met teachers, I've met police officers, I've met everybody from different spectrums of life. So it gives you a very unique opportunity to meet people from all over the city and get to represent them. It's a great honor to even be a candidate for city council, especially where our families came from, where we didn't necessarily always have that right. Now in America we have that right. So it's a very unique feeling. It's a good thing to be able to represent people, honestly represent.
How are you involved with your electors, so the people who had to elect you for the council?
Well, currently I am the city commissioner for the city of Livonia, serving on the Arts Commission. We manage different budgets, we manage different events in the community. So I interact with the community from that position. That is why I want to run for office and why I'm running for city councils, because I already know my community. I went to school there since elementary school, middle school, high school, college. My whole life has been in Livonia. So now I want to represent Livonia.
You said that you know your community, you know their needs, you know people that are living
And I'm learning
there.
every day. Every day brings a new obstacle. Every day brings a new person that you meet. So it's important to listen to all the folks.
Okay, you know them and you know their needs, but do they know you?
And it's up to us to make sure they do know me.
Okay,
To work hard.
that's why we are here.
Throughout the election, it's going to be my duty to make sure that everybody in the city of Livonia knows me. And that's why candidates have to raise money, because it's so expensive to get your name out there, to send mail to their home, to advertise online, to get T-shirts and different things like that. You have to raise money.
You have to raise money, but it's how politics works.
But what I plan on doing is I'm just going to knock doors. I'm going to knock on every single door in Livonia, and I'm going to walk up to every single voter in the city of Livonia and tell them that I'm the guy that they want to vote for to be their representation in city government. And I'm going to prove to them that I'm the only person that's running for office that's going to be the best job possible to represent them, their tax dollars, and continue to make our community as good as it is.
You are young.
27, I'm a little man.
Oh, okay.
I've got gray hair. I've got gray hair already.
But your community trust very good, active, young.
Well, if I'm old enough to serve in the
Candidate.
military, if I'm old enough to serve in politics, if I'm old enough to serve in my family's business, I'm old enough to run for office. If you look at whether it be the state legislature in Lansing or you look at federal Congress in Washington, D.C., you see a lot of people in their late 20s and early 30s running for office, and not only running for office, but being elected. I think there's a new generation now that trusts younger generation to run for office and get involved. And we have to diversify our politicians. You can't have the same people in office for 30, 40 years. Having a new generation like myself, I'm going to attract young people that want to build new families to come to the city of Livonia and live in the city of Livonia.
I fully agree with you.
Thank you.
Recently, it was an honor that one of the Congressman Jingle, passed away, but he has been 37 times elected in Congress.
He served for 50 years.
You need more often, you need to have a limit like the presidents or two
term limits. I support term limits. I support smart term limits. We cannot handicap or handcuff our elected officials with 2-year terms because they're there for 1 year and they're campaigning the next. They're not focusing on the job that the people elected them to do. But I support smart term limits, 4-year terms, 2 4-year terms. Give them an opportunity to serve in whatever body that they're serving in, but you can't give power to the bureaucrats, to the lobbyists, because they don't ever leave. They stay there. So they know how to work the game of politics. So we should put term limits on members in elected office, but smart term limits.
Have you done any special, your own or your friend, poll in the community? What is their opinion about you, or you need to work more to let them know who you are?
I'm still working to make sure that they know who I am, but I feel the people that do know me are supportive. I have a great family. My father, my mother, entire family supports me very much. I have a great group of friends that support me very much. And I'm going to announce it here live the first time that the mayor of Livonia has endorsed our candidacy for city council, and the current council president has endorsed our candidacy for the city council. So I'm building support.
Okay, but can you say their names? Because
Mayor Dennis Wright of Livonia and then Council President Laura Toy, they have both endorsed our candidacy for Livonia City Council. So it's a great honor to have their support. They've served the city of Livonia for years. Laura Toy, council president, was a state senator, state representative. She's been in city council for numerous terms. Mayor Dennis Wright was the former treasurer of Livonia and now the mayor of Livonia. So to have their support speaks a lot about our campaign, because they know that we're going to work harder than every other candidate and we're going to prove ourselves. And they know that we have a lot of support. I have a great amount of support from my family and from our friends and from members of the community as well.
Do you see a difference in Livonia with our cities on the problems that they have, or are quite the similar issues?
Every city has issues. Whether you're in West Bloomfield, Livonia, Troy, Detroit, every city has their own share of issues, and it's up to me as the next councilman, if I'm elected, to address those issues, and not only address them, but come up with solutions to address those issues. You have to recognize, and then you have to bring solutions to those issues. But Livonia is a great city, 37 square miles. We have a very affluent neighborhoods. We have a great budget to work with to make sure that we are continuing to address the issues in our city. We have great water system, great roads, city roads. Our public schools are one of the best in the state. Best police department and fire department. Some of the things that I want to address is right now we have over 60 parks in the city of Livonia. We have to make sure that we're continuing to upgrade and upkeep those parks, making sure that we aren't letting those parks overgrown grass, and making sure that our water system is good. Unfortunately, we have a fixed water rate on our water bills, and that's something that I do not like. We have a lot of retirees that are on a fixed income. We have to make sure that we are trying to help them. And having a fixed water rate at $60 and some change, I don't like that idea.
For any quantity of water you use?
Any quantity of water that we use, there's a fixed water rate of at least $60 plus your actual usage. That's something that I think we should take another look at and try to address. I don't agree
it's like an extra tax on that, even if you don't use it.
And the idea behind it is this money goes into a pool, and it's supposed to fix any water main breaks and help out the water department.
Did it help on that direction or no?
There's communities that are very comparable to ours that do not have a fixed water rate. So if they can do it, why can't we?
Okay, what is your idea to help the city of Livonia?
I want to make sure that we're supporting our police and firefighters. And any community that is doing good has a strong police department and a strong fire department. We have to make sure that we are recruiting the best candidates, because we don't want issues later on down the road. We want smart, educated officers. I know what it's like to wear the uniform. I know what it's like to answer 911 calls. I know how scary it is to go into a home when there's a robber inside of there, when there's a bad guy in there. So I understand the pain that they're going through. We have to make sure that we're recruiting the best officers, paying them the most comparable wages to other communities, but making sure that we're supporting them with the benefits that they need. Same with our firefighters. They're running the homes that are on fire. We need to make sure that we're supporting them. support our teachers. We need to make sure that the individuals in our community that are molding the next generation of students into leaders, make sure that they're being taken care of. So I want to make sure I have an emphasis, a focus on our public servants, whether at the water department, at the DPW department, the individuals raking our leaves, cutting our grass, plowing our streets. We have to make sure we take care of the individuals servicing our community that sometimes don't get the recognition that they deserve.
So this looks to me like a politician speech, but we'll talk in details. We'll talk in detail.
A statesman.
A statesman. Oh, very good. Very good, Robert. We're stopping for a moment. We have a short break of commercials. We'll return back.